Hi YouTube, this is Pug Weasel, otherwise known as the Black Guy from the Black Guy White Guy show, and I'll have more information about that at the end of this video. But today I wanted to do a review on my PX4 Storm Compact in 9mm. The Beretta PX4 Storm was designed for police use and personal defense. It uses a rotating locking system, or rotating barrel locking system, for short recoil, and it's the same locking system as they used in the Beretta 8000 Cougar, which is now made by Stoeger. The operating system is the same as the M9, 92, and 96 platform. The trigger guard is rounded as opposed to having a point down there at the end there. The takedown pin is design is very similar to the design of a Glock takedown system, and it has a polymer frame construction. The design is modular. It comes with 3 back straps for different size hands. It is got the slide release catch on both sides of the pistol. It has the safety levers on both sides of the pistol. Excuse me. There are exchangeable things for whatever you might want to do. For instance, the sights, you can remove them and put on night sights or glow-in-the-dark sights, that kind of thing. You can get safety lever replacements. These stick out a bit. You can get ones that are lower profile, and the magazine release can be switched from one side to the other, making this pistol completely ambidextrous. So that's a little bit about the pistol in the context of why it's a great pistol, and I think it's a great pistol. I am going to tell you the downside to ordering this pistol, and basically the issues that I had until I got them straightened out and got it broken in. And that's the first part of it, is that it actually may need breaking in. What happened was this. Beretta made the full-size PX4 Storm first, obviously. Then they made the subcompact PX4 Storm. The subcompact PX4 Storm does not use the rotating barrel locking system. It uses a more traditional locking system. When they made this gun in Europe, they designed it in Europe, they put in a recoil spring that was for the pressures of European target loads. And so when I first got the weapon, I was getting stovepipe jams and I was getting feed ramp jams. And so when I went to look into it, I found that Beretta offered for free an upgrade spring for the compact in, I believe, 9mm and 40 caliber. I called Beretta and told them what the issue was. The guy I talked to on the phone was very nice. He told me, hey, order that upgrade spring. That is one of the things that you can do that probably will solve the problem. And then he said, you may have a bad spring in a magazine. I will send you a free magazine. So a new recoil spring and a new magazine were sent to me almost immediately when I called to find out what was going on. So I put the new recoil spring in. I took all my magazines to the range, and I was still having issues with just like the last 2 bullets in the magazine with like 2 of my magazines. In any case, I called the guy back. I said, hey, I'm still having problems. He said, send the gun in, we'll check it out. I send it in, I get the gun back. I have a work order that says that they did nothing to the gun and the gun was working fine. So I called the man back and I said, you know, it also said that they fired like 127 grain bullets through it. So I called the guy back. I said, hey, they didn't do anything to the gun and I have a serious problem, and the problem is that the most common range load for 9mm is 115 grain, and they tested this gun to see if it was working with 127 grain bullets, which are going to fire with a heavier spring and without any problems. I said, why would you test the gun with 127 grain bullets when the most common range load is 115 grain? He basically said, look, you know, your gun should work with 115 grain. You may need to break it in, take it to the range, get a couple of hundred rounds through it, and see how things go. Well, the fact is that with the new magazine and one of the magazines that I got, I hadn't had a problem for soon after that. I went to the range one more time. I had one jam. I haven't had a jam since. So it's really just a couple hundred rounds that you got to get through it to make that to make this gun work right. But when you first get it out of the box, it does need breaking in. And I personally, my philosophy is a gun ought to work out of the box. But that wasn't the case with this pistol. So if you're one of those people who hates it, if you have to deal with jams for the first couple hundred rounds, this is not the gun for you. But if you like a gun that has low recoil and is very accurate, even as far as I know, the subcompact is very accurate, then this is a great gun for you. Let me zoom in a little bit, and I will take and strip it down a little bit so you can see this barrel and the inside. So first, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine, and so the gun is safe. The way you take this down is really simple. Again, it's very much like the Glock system. You just pull that down and push the slide forward with your other finger, and it's open. One of the things that's different about this system is that it has a compartmentalized recoil spring, which is nice. If you haven't had one of these like this where it just doesn't fly away and nothing goes flying away, you'll like it. The other thing is that you'll find that the locking block has this piece of plastic connected to it. The full size and the subcompact don't have this. I don't know why this is different, but I assure you that the locking block is in fact metal, but you'll notice that if you first just kind of grab it by the plastic, you're going, hey, this is plastic. It's connected to this metal locking block. So it fits right into the dust cover, and I don't understand why they did it this way. But that's fine with me as long as everything works. The barrel has the rotating barrel has the little mechanism right here. Let me see if I can zoom in on it for you so you can see it. You can see where that is where the little block sits and rotates the barrel when the gun is fired. And I guess the idea there is that it is going to make some of that recoil push directly back into your arm, as opposed to making muzzle flip, making the gun seem like or have a less felt recoil. Putting the gun together is very easy. You simply slide your recoil spring into the locking block area, sit it right down on top. If you have your barrel in the right place, you'll hear a little snap as it pops into place, and then you can slide the frame right onto top of it, pick it up, pull it back, it is back together. So that's PX4 Storm. Again, I love it. I'm left-handed and I have small hands, so being able to adjust the size of the grip, being able to switch the magazine release to the other side, having everything else be on each side so that I can use this gun as well as any person who's right-handed with any other gun was a big selling point to me. I don't like having to break in a new pistol. I think it ought to work out of the box. And I don't like, and although I thought Beretta's customer service was great, I think that they should do something so that you have everything you need to fire a gun in the box with it. So I don't feel like I should have had to order a recoil spring they knew there was a problem enough to put on a website so you can go find that recoil spring and order it for free, by the way, then they should have started putting them in the box or adding them, sending them out to the store so they can be given to you as you buy the gun, whatever they need to do to make sure that you can use this gun right out of the box. Past that, it's an accurate gun. It's very fun. It's the gun I plan to carry when I do conceal and carry at some time in the future. And I find it to be a lot of fun when I'm at the range as well. So that's my review of the PX4 Storm Compact in 9mm. As to the information I promised at the beginning of the video, my friend and I do a podcast about liberal politics, but we're both pro Second Amendment. And so if you are someone who's a moderate or a liberal, but you also choose to own and or carry a gun legally, you're probably right in the same kind of political area that we are. You might want to listen to our podcast. You can find that podcast at our website, www.blackguywhiteguy.com. You can listen to some political rants we have at my other YouTube channel, which is For the Black Guy White Guy Show. Just punch in the Black Guy White Guy Show and you'll find it. You can follow us on Twitter at BGuyWGuy, and you can find it, the podcast, on iTunes. Just punch in the Black Guy White Guy Show. Thank you.